love your music.
Thank you.
And,
I love that you're playing it. I love that you play it beforehand. That's awesome.
well, of course, honey. Get in the mood, girl. No?
Yes.
A lot going on right now. So what's going on in LA tonight?
Ooh, well, not much for me. I've been dealing with COVID.
Yeah.
I caught the COVID. So
what?
for the past
Oh my God.
Yes, these past 2 weeks I've been quarantining. I haven't gone anywhere, but I'm at the tail end of it, so I'm feeling a lot better.
Well,
but it has not been fun.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
okay. My God, girl.
Yeah, I've been good too. Like we've been quarantining. I've been quarantining. You just got to be careful. You got to wash your hands, even if it's just going to the store, because it is not fun. I did not feel good.
That's crazy. I was at the I went. My mom had took a test the other day, and we have Kaiser, right, in LA.
Yeah.
So basically,
Kaiser's great. I love Kaiser.
Girls, like I was born there, so it's like I'm scared. Like scared to go, but they have all your records. Long story short, she went, so I was just like, well, I'm here with her. Can I take one?
Might as well.
But they were like by appointment, and then the one lady was like, "Just go ahead, let her do it," And we both, of course, tested negative. But I'm glad that you're okay, and healing, because some are not.
Yeah, I had to go to the doctor, and I was, there's so many people that caught COVID. So I was in a room with like two ladies that were really like old, and they were sick, and they didn't have a place to put them because there's so many people are getting sick, especially in California. So you really just got to be careful. Just wash your hands as much as possible and try to stay home.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy I'm doing better. It has been fun.
I'm glad. Without further ado, into COVID, girl.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I think people need to know, like, it's serious. Like
it's real. It's real. It's not a joke.
People are some are sick and getting well, some are not, So but without further ado, welcome to the Face Behind the Brand. I am your Monique Marie, and you are the lovely
Tiana Goss.
Singer, songwriter, recording artist.
That's correct.
Yes. So thank you for coming on tonight. I see, actually, it's so funny. I want to give a shout out to Our Time Playlist, because, of course, he has been very instrumental in playing all of our music.
Definitely. Our Time Playlist has been amazing this year, sharing my music.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, brother. He's a big king. Artist to artist, as I said when I discovered you. I mean, I look at honestly, a lot of the sponsor, like a lot of the people that, pay for their stuff. I mean, we have to pay, to get heard some of the time.
Absolutely.
And for him to, of course, always just even add to the long list of even the people he's posting, I think it's a beautiful thing.
If one or two more people hear my music,
girl,
it means so much. So I appreciate every share and every like.
Yeah.
And it means so much.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. Where is Tiana from?
Wait, say that again?
Where is Tiana Goss?
Oh, I am born and raised in Los Angeles, specifically the Valley. So like the Van Nuys area, North Hollywood. Born and raised my whole life, never left.
So from Southern Cal, who is the music of the family? Who has the voice?
So I think there's a lot of us in my family that have a lot of musical talent. I sing. My brother, he sings. He plays instruments. My sister, she sings and she does her own thing. So we all, I come from a big musical family. My mom thinks that we got it from her, but I don't know about that. But yeah, she has a good voice. So
she has a good voice.
I come from like a big musical family.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's beautiful. So who would you say, aside from relatives, who has been like influential in your life? The sounds that you were hearing growing up in the house, and mainstream, underground.
There's so much. My mom was a musical buff, so she played literally anything and everything. A few people that like come to mind that I feel like I love a lot is Sade. She was someone that was played constantly, and I feel like whenever I write music, I always think about her and her melodies and how she does things. And so she's a big inspiration, and like all the powerhouse singers, Whitney Houston, Lauryn Hill, Mariah Carey, all the people. My mom was a big Michael Jackson fan, so we listened to a lot of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of, you know, a lot of different, you know, people playing in our house.
Absolutely.
But
So
Sade's, oh, there's my mom. Hi, mom.
where's
But
oh, that's so
hi,
sweet.
mom.
So sweet.
But shout out to my mom. She's a big influence on all the music that I listen to.
Oh, beautiful mother, beautiful daughter you have blessed here, and we are so thankful to be in her presence tonight
Thank
with
you.
a lovely gift. So makeup breakup 20,
Mm-hmm.
you have been able to come from underneath this rock that we are all under
Mm-hmm.
during quarantine. And I don't like to just say it's just, you know, the pandemic, because it's, you know, it's also ignited racism and some other things, you know, that are
Absolutely.
reignited, I should say. But you have been able to still emerge with not one, but two singles.
Yes.
So let's talk about them. Makeup breakup. Start with 2020.
So yeah, makeup breakup. I released that earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting the date I dropped that, but I wrote that early. I wrote that early in the year,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I was just in my feelings. You know, I wrote it about a past relationship, and you know, it just inspired me. I use all my life experiences to help me write, and so you know, I was just going through making up, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up,
Mm-hmm.
and I used that as, you know, content to write my song, and so I put that out. It was very personal.
Yeah.
But it turned into a really good song that I really like. It's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorite. It's very emotional, very powerful,
Definitely.
passionate, and just melodic, if you will. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to your producer, Lovey, on that. Did a very good
Yes,
job.
Harrison Wells. He produced my first EP that I dropped in late 2018, and
Wow.
he produced Makeup Breakup, and he's amazing. You should check him out. Like
Mm-hmm.
anybody that's into music, if you're looking for someone to produce your beats, you should definitely contact him at Lovey Tunes.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's top notch.
And then, of course, we have TJ Hall mastered and engineered it. So he added his sauce.
Yes, he sure did. I've worked with TJ for pretty much all the music I've released. He's helped me write. He's produced, he's engineered. He makes my voice sound really great. So I am so appreciative of TJ. He's great.
Absolutely. So Avatar.
That was the summer hit.
Yes. That's a really dope sound. So talk to me about Avatar.
So Avatar, I wrote Avatar a while ago, almost 2 years ago, and then I wanted to drop something more fast paced, because usually all the songs that I drop are usually slow, like Makeup Breakup is usually
Mm-hmm.
more slow and personal. But I wanted to drop something that you could dance to, that's like fit for the summer. So I was like, I found this beat online, and I was like, I really want to write to it and release it. So I wrote Avatar, and you know, it's honestly, it's my best song that has been streamed. So people
Wow.
like upbeat things.
Yes. Congratulations for that. And
Thank you.
that was
It's
gonna
a fun one.
question. I was going to say, what is one of your favorite? It's hard to say a favorite, because I mean, we can circle back to 2018 where you released the 5-track EP, Back to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could say you have a favorite, I know you just said Avatar, but out of all of the songs,
God.
I mean, because you're featured on some songs of Brian, or am I saying it right? Orozco?
Brian Orozco. Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're featured on his songs, Houston. There's many songs. So tell me, out of all of these sounds, what would be your favorite that you've created?
Okay. Favorite song?
Yeah.
It's tricky. I think I would go back. It's just like my personal favorite, because it's so personal, and I just love the sound. My song "Ready for More" on
Okay.
my EP.
Mm-hmm.
Just something about that song that wasn't even supposed to be on the EP. We wrote it. That was the last song. TJ and I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just ended up being on the EP last minute, and I love it. But it's so hard, because once I start writing, I'm already thinking of the next song. I'm so like, because I listen to the song over and over. Like when I'm writing, I'm just listening to it over and over and over. And then at a certain point, I'm just like, okay, next song. So, but Ready for More, I don't think I can never get tired of. And also Rainfall in my EP. Those two songs are my favorites.
I had to listen to Ready for More. I like Rainfall, and I also like Trust.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Trust is a big one. Trust is
another one I was in my feelings that I wrote.
You know, trust is a big thing, you know, for me in general, you know, and I'm praying about it, you know, but I'm very, you know, and I'm not talking about relationships and love. I'm
Hmm.
very, I don't, I don't trust people.
It's hard, and you have
You
to
have to
people have
earn,
to earn your trust. It's
absolutely.
earned, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's why I wrote that song, because you know, in my last relationship the trust
yeah,
wasn't fully there like it should be. So
yeah,
that's what inspired that song. But it's so important in not just relationships but just friendships.
yeah.
um so yeah, it's very important.
Talk to me about your experience with your golden ticket in American Idol.
Oh, okay. So a friend of mine that I went to high school with, he cast for the show,
Yeah.
and he
Wow.
posted something online. He was like, "I'm looking for singers," and I was like, "Me, like put me on the show." So he got me in front of the producers. So I sang in front of the producers, and they said yes. So I was
Hmm.
able to audition in front of the judges. So Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie. So I got to sing in front of those three people, which was awesome. They were really cool. They all gave me a yes.
Yeah.
So I got to go through Hollywood. And that was a fun experience. I didn't do as well as I'd liked.
Yeah.
Second round, I lost. I forgot lyrics, and you know,
Mm.
it was scary. It was nerve wracking. Like
Yeah.
I've never been in a room with so much talent. It was so inspiring, but also scary.
Yeah.
So, you know, looking back, I wouldn't change anything, but you know, you gotta make sure you're prepared going into something like that,
Yeah.
because you're with talent from all over the country.
Hmm.
For real, it's crazy.
He's like, I was with a lot. Well, you know, and we talked about that in the preliminary, and I was just,
Hmm.
you know, I was definitely feeling your vibe and your energy because I'm definitely an energy person. And that's one reason why I do the preliminary to see, you know, if it's going to be like this, because it's
Right.
right. You know, and I felt your inner peace. And I think like that there, probably going there, I don't think God puts you in places that he doesn't feel that it's going to be something to come out of it. You
I
know,
agree.
spiritually speaking, I have, you know, I always talk about, you know, no shame and know who I know to be true. And I just feel like he allows you to be seen when it's your time. And you were seen,
Absolutely.
you know, you're being seen now, you know, you're being heard, your music, everything. So
And I'm so grateful for it. You know,
beautiful.
I I'm just grateful for every moment. I think it's everything that's happened to me so far.
Hmm.
It was supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
So me being on American Idol, just for the little time that I was on it, I'm so grateful, and I thank God for all the moments that I had. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So talk to me about that since we're talking about inner peace, because you're entering
Okay.
an industry that is, as we talked about, very interesting. You know, it could
Oh
be
yeah.
fun, it could be sharky, it could be rewarding, it could be, you know, so many
Mhm.
emotions. So talk to me about how you maintain your steadfast spirit as an artist.
I think keeping a positive spirit. I rely so much on my family and the people around me.
Hmm.
So my family, they're really great at keeping me grounded and keeping me, you know, focused and level headed. And I think just praying and just, you know, having my alone time, and just, you know, I don't know, just manifesting positive vibes and trying not to let the negativity get to you. And it's hard because especially with COVID, you're
Yeah.
cooped up,
Hmm.
and I really felt it these past 2 weeks because you know, I got COVID,
Hmm.
and it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to stay positive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
um so I just try to have a positive mindset as much as I can, and rely on my family, talk to my family, surround myself with positive people,
Hmm.
and you know, that's all I can do. So, and this industry, yeah, it is hard. It's scary. There's not people that have pure hearts.
Yeah.
So you gotta really watch out. You gotta really watch out for that. And I try to just surround myself with people that I feel do have good hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. I started
Hmm.
this one recently. My cousin was saying, say it all the time when you're meeting, you know, when you're dating, but I start using it with everybody. And
Okay.
it basically, you know, ask God to show you the hearts of people, you know, anybody you come in contact with, you know, show
Absolutely.
right away, show me their heart, you know, meaning like their intention, you know, and it's been an interesting ride.
Absolutely. And I think that's great advice, and I feel like that's why my circle is pretty small at this point.
Girl, like,
It small. It's like my family and maybe two or three people, and that's it.
yeah,
So, And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I like that. And, you know, I'm open to more people, but it, like you said, if you have a good heart, then I'm willing to accept and love on you, but otherwise I'm good.
Yeah. So if you could change one thing about the industry yourself, I know there's a lot, what
Okay.
would you change about the industry the way it is today?
If I could change something, I just feel like there's a lot of artists that are very successful, but they don't have like the vocal chops that I wish that they had.
Mm.
So I just wish that more people that had like true vocal talent were showcased. You know,
Yes.
you don't have to be the tiniest girl. You don't have to be, you know, I just feel like I wish one thing I would change is more talent
Mm-hmm.
shown in
Mm-hmm.
the industry.
Yeah.
And not superly over auto-tuned out vocals. Even
Ooh.
though there's nothing wrong with auto-tune.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to see more talent.
Yeah.
That's all.
I like that. I was talking to a friend the other day about the Trinity. You know, you talked about two of them when you came in, about the vocals from the Trinity. And I'm like, what is that? You know, and
Yeah.
you're talking about, you know, the pipes, you know, like everybody doesn't have to have them, but I just never realized. I'm like, oh my God, there's a Trinity, you know. But she was talking about, yeah, with Celine Dion, you know, Mariah Carey, you mentioned, Whitney, you know, rest her.
Yes, like I want to see more artists like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I feel like so many people. Well, but you know, there are artists. There are some
Yeah.
really good
Dope.
artists that I've been listening to. But I just want to see more of that, and I want to see more up and coming artists that, you know, have the chops. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm into all types of music. But that's
Yeah.
what I would change.
Yes. So talk
But the
about,
power.
is it important for one to do what they love or to just love what they do?
Is it important? Say that one more time.
Is it important to do what you love or love what you do? Mm-hmm.
I think that's an interesting question. I feel like both are important. I feel like it's important to do what you love.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I think that's what's most important.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, in this day and age, it's hard. You got to think about money. You got to think about all that kind of stuff. And that's a whole thing. And, you know, I do what I love at the end of the day. Yeah. As far as my music, but I also do what I have to do. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when I'm not working on music, I work with children. I do all that. But I feel like it's also important to love what you do. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's our question. I feel like both are important. But I think that at the end of the day,
right answer, right?
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, you just gotta. At the end of the day, I just want to be happy. Yeah. And so I'm just gonna do whatever it is that makes me happy, and that's music. And so I'm gonna do what I love, which is music. Absolutely. But I'm still gonna make sure that bills are paid. Yeah. At the same time.
Well, yeah, and I think like what you were saying with doing what you love, because I feel if you just stopped everything and just only loved and didn't have a job, I believe and know it to be true that the money would come. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I just feel that like he makes room for our gifts, you know.
And I've noticed that too. Like even with quarantine, like the school's closed and I haven't been working, but I feel like me like not working, a lot of opportunities have come with me just doing a lot of vocal gigs that I've never got before. Yeah. So I feel like when you really put yourself in the music and put yourself into the things that you love and manifest it, I feel like you will get the opportunities that you might not have had if you put your full self into what you love. So I think money does come if you really go for it and you manifest it. Absolutely.
Oh, I love manifesting, honey. I just love it. That's a whole nother interview for another. I do. Yes. I love it. It's just like,
it's important. And I'll be talking to myself. Like, I just, just say things. I like to say things out loud. And, I think it's just important. And I think it works. I think it works when you say it out loud and things will come to you. Things will attract to you if you really, manifest it and believe it. So.
And you know what's crazy? I was talking to another artist, Ayla, one day, literally it's been a month. She was talking about how she started doing the affirmations and manifestation with her baby. You know, she has a new baby. Aww. And she does it, going to sleep at night. And then I was just like, I never thought about doing it at night because I'm always doing it like in the day when I'm awake.
Yeah, that's what me too.
So I started doing it as I lay down, like counting sheep, like A to Z, like everything, like I am able, I am blessed,
Yes, I love that.
All these things, girl, by the time I'm at like probably P or Q, I'm like knocked out, right? But it was just talking about how powerful it is to what you're saying before you go to sleep is so powerful. Like just imagine your rest, imagine waking up blessed, you know, this
Yeah,
all things. So I just think it's so cool.
it's
So
very
talk
important.
about when you're writing, like your creative mindset and your zone, how long on an average does it take you to write a song or a sound?
It honestly, it depends. It depends on what inspires me. Sometimes I'll listen to the beat and then I'll immediately be inspired and I know what the song's going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
So like for instance, one of my songs in my first EP, Rainfall, I heard the beat, I wrote that song in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then another song that like I'll hear the beat and I love it. Sometimes it takes like weeks, and you know, sometimes I get the writer's block where like I'll start a song and I love it, and then I'm just like, I don't like it as much as I did, and then I'll just take a long break.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it just depends on where my headspace is at. But I usually I'll listen to the beat and then it'll kind of give me the vibe of like what I want to write about,
Mm-hmm.
or you know, I'll just write about something going on in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's, you know, it just depends. But I usually, when I write, I come up with a melody first before I come up with lyrics. So I'll listen to the beat, I'll hum it out, and then I'll kind of like plug in lyrics that way. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of another way that I write.
I
But
like,
you know, it
yeah.
all depends.
Yeah. So, you know, the internet has definitely been very helpful during these times, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but even prior to the pandemic, talk to me about just cultivating a direct relationship and connection. We were able to obviously cultivate
Mm-hmm.
a direct connection just via IG. So,
Right.
about how that's been impactful for you, just not just with Instagram, but email, Twitter, Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, I think uh, I feel like Instagram has been a big help with connecting people. I think just also like putting my music out and just meeting people. I think in LA it's easy. There's so many studios. There's so many people that are connected. So I just try to like put myself out there, try to meet as many people as I can. Whenever I hear, if I meet someone in person, I give them my Instagram, I give them my Facebook page, and just let them know. I just try to put the word out that I'm an artist. Or even if I've met so many people like taking an Uber, like, you
Yeah.
know, I'll give them like, here's my Instagram, like here, and you know, I just try to put my name out there as much as I can. But
Yeah.
Instagram has been a very big tool with you know, connecting myself to different producers and different artists and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So say if there's someone watching that's, you know, generation behind you,
Okay.
and they're aspiring, you know, they are in high school even, and they have, like you talked about, they have a great talent, vocals, pipes, uh,
Mm-hmm.
producers, you know, but talk about some of the risk of being a musician. So, you know, basically not to, you know, sugar,
Right.
salt and shake it, but I mean, just be honest from your own, you know, experience so far, you know, of what
I
they prepared for.
I think risks. I feel like people's intentions of like, you know, when they work with you. I think it's important as an artist to never sell yourself short. I
Mm,
think, you know, it's important to pay your dues, but I feel like at this point, like I'm not gonna sell myself short. If you want to work with me, like, you know, you got to realize my worth, my
yeah,
time,
yes.
my talent, and I think that like as an artist, you need to realize that you are worth money, you are worth time, and
Hmm.
I think it's important to, especially if you know you're talented and you know you're a good writer, just make sure you're keeping tabs on who you're writing for, who you're singing for, and make sure you get that money. Make sure you're getting what you deserve, which can be kind of hard. That's a whole other thing. But also, like I said, in people's intentions, you never know. You know, there's people that hit up your DMs like, come to the studio, like, you know, you just never know what they want for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
So that's what I would just say. Just, you know, just watch out for stuff like that. And
Mhm.
that's like another thing, just knowing who has a good heart. You can't tell through a DM all the time.
Mhm.
So you just got to make sure, you know, you can try to tell people's intentions and hope that it's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So pre-COVID, you know, what would you say if you went to another artist's concert and or a venue? What does Tiana look for? Like, what are you listening for? I know you, of course, you like the pipes, you know, but what are you
Absolutely.
watching for during an artist performance?
I look at the whole package. I look at, you know, the type of artists and what type of artists they are. What do they bring to the stage? I look for a certain energy. I look for, you know, it's a whole aesthetic, and I look for, you know, like, I just want to be entertained. So I look for a person that can put on a show that I'm not looking at my phone. I want to look
Yes.
at the artist and be entranced and be like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great artist. That's why when I go to concerts, I like watching the opening acts, because
Yeah.
you know they're up and comings, and I enjoy watching, you know, because you know that's what I would love to open up for someone big. So, and also it's also me studying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching, but I'm also studying and taking, like, looking at, like, oh, okay, I like how it's an all female band, or I like how it's, you know, that they're all wearing a certain thing, you know, just different, like, little details. I look at all that, and you know, I put it into my own artistry, which
Mm-hmm.
I think it, you know, so I look at all the details and the aesthetic of it, and
Yeah.
also the music, of course. That's number one.
Absolutely. So collaboration you mentioned. So who can you see yourself collaborating with or opening for?
Ooh, I would love to collaborate with, like, more singers like her, Kehlani.
Mm-hmm.
I was just listening to Sabrina Claudio. I really like her a lot. I would love to work also with a lot of male singers. I feel like there's a lot of women that are around me, but it's hard to find, like, really good male singers to collab with. So I would love to do that. But opening for, like, big artists like Kehlani,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff, that would be wonderful. I would love that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully one day.
Absolutely. You're calling it in.
Yes, one day.
So one thing,
Hopefully we can have concerts. So I don't even know if
girl,
concerts will ever be the same.
you know, it's interesting because I was reading something last week that was saying, and people don't realize this, but the vaccine is like serious. Like you are not going to be able to even go to a concert if you have not registered and have the vaccine. Like Ticketmaster,
Oh,
they
I don't
are,
even know.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
So it's like people are gonna, like, be forced to get the vaccine. I don't know if I'm gonna get the vaccine, to be honest. I'm scared. I don't
yeah,
want to be deformed
you know,
after taking the vaccine. I'm scared. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how COVID's changed everything. Like,
yeah.
concerts will never be the same.
It's like we're
So
a paradigm shift, like literally, like what
so
can,
fast too.
yeah,
Like, I,
different.
I remember in March, like, I was working, and then my boss was like, "Okay, you have 2 weeks off, and then you come back," and then almost a year later, like, we're here. So it's just crazy.
Absolutely. So you're talking about, you know, you're an independent artist, which is a beautiful thing. You know, I'm definitely not against signed artists, people signing.
Hmm.
Like I said earlier, if it makes sense and it makes dollars and you're worth and you're not selling away your government name. Uh,
Right.
but as a creative artist with creative control, I'd like you to describe freedom in your own
Okay.
words.
I feel like as an artist, freedom is being able to put out whatever you want,
Mm-hmm.
you putting out, looking however you want, and being able to express yourself however you want it. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, you know, at the end of the day, I would love to be signed, but I hope when that day comes, I'm able to still have my sound, and I'm still able to look the way I look, and I hope that I wouldn't have to, you know, change the content I sing about, which
Mm-hmm.
isn't always the case for a lot of people. So, you know, I don't want to sell my soul for a contract, but, you know, it's great to have that financial backing of a label. So it's tricky, but I think freedom is just being able to do what the heck you want without people telling you what to do, and that's what I love as a being an independent artist. I can put out what I want and portray myself however I want, and I really value that.
When you want as well.
When, yeah, exactly. I can drop a song whenever I want, and it's not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you, Clizzy Houston. You just spoke up some male artists. Clizzy Houston is out of Atlanta. He is an artist,
Hi, Lizzie.
very, very good male artist, and also part of 45 Secrets, which is an amazing songwriting uh,
Okay.
um, group and people that write some amazing songs. So uh,
Okay.
I appreciate everyone dropping in tonight, supporting this beautiful artist.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So, which is worse to you, failing or never trying?
Never trying.
Mm,
Definitely. I feel like, you know, I'm so glad I've, because before I started doing music, I danced. I did a lot of dancing, and I'm so glad I because I've never felt like I was best at writing a few years ago, and then I
Mm.
put myself into it and I tried it and it worked. And I think if I never would have tried it, if I never started writing, um that would have been worse than my songs flopping or whatever it is. I just think never trying is never the right choice. It's
Yeah.
always better to try and potentially fail and then try again,
Yeah.
rather than just not trying at all. I think that's so important.
Absolutely. I think Michael Jordan said it also best, that he lost probably over 100 games before he finally won,
There you
champion.
go.
It's like, and we don't see all that. We see the shoes, we see the endorsement, Jordans, but we don't really know what he went through.
Exactly.
Was even cut from a basketball team, in high school. So just like they don't talk about all that though.
No. And that's why I'm going to keep writing and writing until one turns into a hit. So we'll see. I'm
Yeah,
going to keep going.
absolutely. So you talked about artistry earlier. So talk to me more about your understanding of branding and how important it is to, protect your brand and your energy, your product at all.
Okay. Well, okay, so your brand, I feel like it's important to always stick to your brand and be true to yourself. Like singing and the music and the recording, that's one thing, but your whole brand and your energy, as an artist, I feel like it's just important to protect your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, what was repeat your question?
You're saying it, just talking about, your branding, just, why.
Yeah, so it's important to have a good brand. And I'm still trying to build my brand, and
Yeah.
it's a change. It's always changing, because like my Make a Breakup was one type of song, and then Avatar is a whole different type of song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm still trying to learn my brand and what lane I want to be in. But I like being in different lanes, and that's another thing about being an independent artist. Like I can drop a sad song, and then 2 weeks later I can drop a pop song, so I think it's just important for me. As far as my brand, I just like dropping what I want. I like putting out what I want, and I think that's what keeps me happy and makes my energy good, is
Yes.
just by posting what I like and just staying true to my brand, which I'm still learning.
Yeah. Well, we like what you're dropping and when you post what you want, because we're watching. So
Thank you.
listening, and it's dope, so that's
Appreciate
important.
that.
So what are you most grateful for, Tiana?
I'm grateful for my family. I'm
Mm.
grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my health,
Yeah.
especially my health, because this
Scary.
COVID scare was very scary. So
Mm.
I'm grateful that I'm back to my health.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful that I can share my music, and I'm grateful that people like listen to it. And I'm grateful that you asked me to be on the show, because
Oh.
it validates what I'm doing. It validates like all the effort I put into dropping music, and it just means the world. It means so much. So I'm just grateful for you. I'm grateful for anyone that's listened
Mm-hmm.
or has shared my music. It means like everything.
Absolutely. Well, we're grateful for you too.
Thank you.
You're a gift. You're a blessing. So if you could live one day of your life over again, though, one day of your life, what day
Huh.
would you choose?
One day
Mm-hmm.
over again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're
maybe the first thing that comes to mind is my 21st birthday. I
okay.
had a I don't know why,
I
but
wonder why.
that was a fun night. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. That was a fun night, and if I could do it over again, I probably would drink a little less.
Okay.
But but that was a fun night. So that's what comes up. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So who have you been listening to lately, as far as artists, aside from yourself?
Okay, so besides from me,
Yeah.
I've been listening to this specific album by Imogen Heap. I think she's like this British artist. She has an album called Speak for Yourself, and it's very, I don't even know what the style is, but it's so beautiful, and I've just been listening to that album on repeat. Her name is Imogen Heap, if you haven't heard of
Yeah.
her.
But say it again. Morgan.
Imogen,
Imogen.
Imogen Heap. I've been listening to her, and I've listened to her for a long time, but
Mm-hmm.
I love her a lot. So I've been listening to her. Um, what else? You know, I have a, like, on my Spotify, I have like a liked songs playlist, and I just literally just listen to the same
Mm-hmm.
200, 300 songs on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been listening to her, and you know, just whatever pops up on my liked songs,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But usually it's like the same stuff. I listen to a lot of. I've been listening to Ariana Grande's new album. I kind of like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
like working out to her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
Well, listening to these amazing artists, of course, being an amazing artist yourself, what would
Mm-hmm.
you say makes a good song, makes a great song?
Okay, so I think what makes a good song is great production. I think that's very, very important, and I feel like someone that knows your vocals and knows how to mix them well,
Mm-hmm.
and I think someone that knows how to that knows what they're doing in that realm, because you can have a good voice and everything, good lyrics, but if it's not produced well, then it's not going to be that great. So I really um, think that's what makes a great song, and also you know, great lyrics, and you know, just great sound.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Visuals. I know, of course, we've been literally everybody. I mean, I've been seeing people, working, but I mean, like you said, COVID, it's scary. So what can we expect in 2021 with these two hit singles, these lead singles?
Yeah, so in 2021, I'm definitely going to be dropping a lot more music. I've been writing, working on a lot more music. The next song I drop will definitely have a visual along with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be doing a lot more um, visuals as far as music videos goes. I'm going to be dropping a lot more covers,
Mm.
and I'm just going to get more creative with you know, the music that I drop, and I need to focus more on like the visual aspect, which
Yeah.
I haven't been focusing on as much.
Mm-hmm.
But so in 2021, just expect more music
Yeah.
and just more videos from me.
Yeah. I
That's
love
the
it.
plan.
I love it. So what do you do outside of the studio? You talked about working with children. So how do you spend your time outside of the studio when you're not creating?
Um, well, during COVID, I've just watched reality TV, and I try to work out. I like to draw a lot. I do a lot of drawing. And you know, just hanging out. Me and my boyfriend, we just hang out, and you know, we just do our thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. So you
Mm-hmm.
talked about a lot of strength so far, Tiana, and I'm big on, of course, strength, but I always want to know what's a weakness for you that we may not know about.
A weakness. I think, you know, even though I drop a lot of stuff, I think a weakness would be like my motivation. I feel like sometimes, you know, I'll use my writer's block as an excuse to not want to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I feel like there's definitely times where I could be more motivated to do the work and really put the time in to drop more and invest in myself. And I feel like I don't do that a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big weakness, is motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think during COVID, it's just hard. It's just like you're cooped up, and for me, it's just like, you know, it's hard. You can get down on yourself, and I try not to do that. But that's definitely a weakness, is motivation, and kind of me getting down on myself.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you're not
yeah.
alone. I think it's mental health, especially right now because it's
Oh yeah.
someone was talking to me about, holidays. It's seasonal depression. Like literally, it's like you can't do the stuff that you normally would do. Uh,
Yeah, and I totally get it, especially because I got COVID, so I can't even be with my family during this
yeah.
holiday
Yeah.
season. I'm stuck, so
Mm.
it's hard to, for a lot of people, mental health, it's so big, and I've seen it with my own family, just with how mental health can really affect people, and it's so big, and I don't think it's talked about a lot, but I think mental health is something that should be talked about more, and should. So, and I try to check myself with my mental health. Sometimes, like I said, my motivation, and I can get down on myself, but like my mom said, Jesus got you.
I
Absolutely.
got you.
um so but mental health is important, and you just gotta just make sure you're on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you say the next the next level of your life? I mean, I know sometimes people don't like to share where they're going and what they're about to do. Give us 3 words of what you think 2021 will be like for you.
Okay. Successful,
Mm-hmm.
bountiful,
Mm,
and exciting.
I like that. Bountiful. Okay. Well, I'm excited for you. I actually, I was noticing when I was, looking at your pictures and working on the graphics and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you're very beautiful, and
Thank you.
not just, you're welcome from an aesthetic point of view, but just like, everyone can't take photographs. You're photogenic. So
Oh, thank you.
there is a vast array of opportunities, obviously, as you know, in the entertainment industry. Do you see yourself going into modeling, fashion, movies?
I would love to. I'm down for any of that. Like if someone wanted me to model their brand, please. I
Yes.
would love it. I would absolutely love it. I just gotta, make sure I'm working out and doing all that stuff to get prepared. but
Yeah.
but absolutely, I'm down for whatever comes my way.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would love that.
I think there's a lot coming your way, Tiana Goss. So I'm not
Thank you so much.
too much longer, but I want you to take us out in closing and let everyone know where they can find you across all platforms.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Tiana Goss. You guys can find me on Instagram at Tiana Goss, TIANAGOSS. You can find me on Twitter at Tiana_Goss. You can find me on YouTube at Tiana Goss. Just look up Tiana Goss and you'll find me. So just keep a lookout for me in 2021. I'll be dropping a lot more music and a lot more visuals. And thank you guys for watching and listening to my music. Anybody that's clicked or liked anything or whatever, I just appreciate it. And thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for taking the time tonight, and, get well. You are already, obviously overcoming this thing.
Yes. Thank goodness.
But thank you for sharing your story with us and being honest and, just, keeping it 100, because people need to know, what I'm saying? So,
yes, wash your hands, people.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Please do.
Gas,
Mask on, like
that stuff. It's like carry.
Yes, because I've been quarantined. I just go to the grocery store, so you got to be careful, because me catching it was a shock. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Well, it's already done. It's already gone. We've watched it. Okay? And
Amen.
I will see you in 2021. So I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Happy New Year. I'll talk to you.
Happy New Year's. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Peace.
Peace out.